Hi, welcome to the Timesink Anime Podcast. It's the winter 2019 preview, the first season of the new year.
Yay!
Well, first of all, welcome back to everyone who has been watching us for like 6 months now.
Yeah, about 6 months.
Yeah, and to anyone who's new here, we do a weekly anime podcast where we talk about. Well, we pick a bunch of shows in the first 3 weeks of the season, and then we'll watch them, watch around, see what's good, see what's shit, and then at the 3 week point, we will do a cutoff where we're gonna cut it down to 12 weekly shows that we're gonna talk about every week, kind of like a book club.
Yeah, anime book club is the best way to think about this.
So it's just like it's a lot of fun watching anime with people, and. So we're trying to make like a little community where people can watch all the, even if you're not sure of what to watch, maybe this is a good place to start.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just a little community where we can all watch shows together and then talk about anime and tell each other how much each other's waifu is shit.
Yeah, yeah, because nothing like stoking that fire.
So I'm Rex. This is my co-host JT.
Sup, everyone.
And first of all, we're going to talk about there's some carryover shows for the winter season.
Yes, things that are going to be more than one cour for the fall 2018 season that are going to be carrying over to winter 2019.
Yeah, things
that if you want to check those out, then just tune into our podcast on a weekly basis. Like, comment, and subscribe.
It's the stuff that's carrying over. Definitely recommend watching. Mm-hmm. So, first of all, we got Katakuri Circus, which doesn't feel like anything happened in the first season. Yeah,
this first cour just kind of feels like a little bit of a all over the place. Still pretty fun to watch.
Yeah,
it's a very fun. It's definitely fun, but it's got problems. I like the show, but it's got issues.
It's the worst paced show that I'm the most interested in. That I've ever been interested in.
Yeah.
Next up is a certain Magical Index 3.
Which, as someone who liked the first 2 seasons of Index, this third season is good, just like they really had to cram stuff in.
Super rushed.
Yeah, there are some really good arcs, and it's definitely satisfying revisiting this world and these characters, especially, I imagine, for people who actually waited 7 or so years to actually get a season.
It's probably a lot more satisfying for the people that have been waiting a long time, because it's probably easier to overlook it when you're just like, I just really wanted to see these characters again.
Yeah, exactly. But
then we got JoJo Golden Wind, which is amazing so far.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot to say. It's fucking JoJo.
Yeah, if you like JoJo, you're gonna like this one.
Yeah.
Sword Art Online Alicization, which we have 2 sides of the couch for this show.
All right, you want to start with yours?
I mean, there's not much to explain right here. It's just like, I really like Sword Art, even though it's not great. And you kind of like Sword Art.
But I also like to complain the fuck about it.
Yeah. And then the last show that's carrying over is Run with the Wind, which has been an incredibly pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
Like an amazing drama.
Yeah, it's been a really good sports show, which as someone who doesn't frequently watch sports anime, this has been a nice one to watch.
It's really like out of left field from most sports shows, because it was Gigak, I think, that made a video about like how you have like sports anime and sports anime. Or it's usually just like, it's either the fan service or or like, I'm doing my special move!
Yeah.
But yeah, this is such a mundane sports anime in a good way. It's like super chill and realistic.
It actually kind of reminds me a little bit of Bamboo Blade in that regard. Yeah, you've seen Bamboo Blade.
I've seen a bit of it, yeah.
Yeah, Bamboo Blade, I actually liked that one. And this has been a lot of fun, too, to watch.
So, new things.
Yeah, without further ado, let's get right on to the new things.
The first one up is The Cost of Smiles.
The Cost of Smiles?
Yeah, that's
what is that one about?
It's a original anime production by Tatsunoko Productions, and I'm not really entirely sure because it looks kind of like a comedy in some parts of the PV, and a lot of it though is just like sweet mecha battles.
Yeah, I thought that was super weird too. Like, they're actually incorporating CG pretty well, sort of a la this season's SSSS.Gridman.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's CG mech fights and
a really cute, girly main character.
Yeah.
Well, which, like, they had that in Kaguya, so kind of. The characters were cute. I don't know if cutesy is the right word. They were very clamp.
Yeah, it was clamp.
Long, slender necks, and they all looked pretty.
Yeah, exactly. In a clamp thing, everything is going to look pretty. This kind of seems to be taking a bit of notes from that, I think.
But a little summary is a planet far from Earth. There is a kingdom full of smiling faces. Princess Yuki is 12 years old and about to enter a sensitive age in a person's life. Every day she cries, laughs, and sometimes her heart throbs with excitement. All the while, she lives in a merry, royal palace.
Now,
I don't know what to expect.
For starters, I just want to point out that immediately after watching the PV and seeing the main character, Princess Yuki, I'm like, oh, hi, Nico.
Oh, yeah, she has, like, that black hair, pigtails, red eyes.
Yeah, exactly. She reminds me of Nico from Love Live, which I hope she's not as trash as Nico. Yeah, I said it. Nico is trash.
Careful, you're gonna light some fires.
Yeah. Whatever. We'll cross that bridge later.
But yeah, it looks cool. Like, the fights look really cool. I love the character design.
Yeah, the character design looks pleasant. It's interesting seeing like the main character being a 12-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Like, and it seemed like in the PV she was like addressing like a huge audience, so she seems to already have a position of authority. It's not just like, oh, she's a princess.
Or she could be a figurehead.
I mean, probably, but at the same time, she seems to at least command some degree of respect. Figurehead or not, she at least seems to be able to address huge audiences of people. Mm-hmm. So that'll be interesting. I don't know what to expect from this series, but I'm looking forward to it. Next up is
How Clumsy You Are, Miss Ueno.
Okay.
This show looks like a blast. Like, it looks hilarious.
Like, the art style reminds me a lot of Nichijou or Azumanga Daioh.
But we gotta address the elephant in the room. There was, in the PV, you see a third grader offering her panties to a second grader. I'm like, I mean, that's a little bit of an uncomfortable topic, but, like, as long as the show is hilarious, I'll probably just be able to ignore it.
I mean, and at least it isn't like it's not like a huge age gap thing, but I think but still, yeah, elephant in the room, it's a third grader offering her second grade crush panties.
Like, it's fiction, it's anime, it's not gonna, I've seen worse.
Yeah.
So it's probably gonna turn a lot of people away just because of the topic, but I'm just gonna give it a shot anyways, because the premise of the series is a third grader who falls in love with a second grader, and then she uses mad science to try and get him to love her.
And things almost universally go awry. Mm-hmm. It seems like it could be like a very funny show, which, well, it's definitely at least worth the watch.
I'm already in love with the art style.
Yeah. Again, art style is very Nichijou or Azumanga Daioh-ish.
Oh, and it's a manga adaptation from Studio L'Esprit.
I don't know anything else they've done. Do you?
Nope,
but
not off the top of my head.
Anyway, but moving up next is Dororo.
This looks amazing.
For starters, it's a Studio Mappa production.
A manga adaptation.
Yeah, and
I mean, I think it could either be a manga or an anime adaptation. The original anime, when was it?
You said it was like the 60s.
1969?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it was made by the same studio that made Astro Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's a huge pedigree on that one.
So, and but to add a little bit more credence to the pedigree is the fact that it's made by Studio Mappa, who also is doing this season's Banana Fish, which another kind of a classic manga that's being redone as a modern anime, which, can I just say, holy crap, this looks awesome. Mm-hmm. Like, Mappa is pulling out all the stops here. They, some of the action sequences just looked like, holy crap.
Yeah, it
looks so fluid.
Guy running around with blade arms.
Yeah, it looked so fluid. So, general premise is that the main character is a young thief, probably like, I don't know, 10, 12 years old.
Probably like 10 or less.
And they meet up with a wandering ronin who who turns out was is the son of a feudal lord who decided he was going to trade 46 pieces of his body.
40.
40? Just 40? Okay.
40 demons.
Yeah, and basically give them each a piece of his body in order to gain power. So they threw him in the river, he gets adopted, and now he's basically gone on a quest for revenge to kill all these demons, it seems, and reclaim his body.
So, it's important to note that when he was thrown into a river, he didn't have any arms, legs, eyes, ears, nose, or mouth.
And his master gave him all artificial limbs.
Yeah, well, I don't know how he gave him, like, artificial eyes and a nose and a mouth.
I imagine maybe that his master killed those demons before so that he could reclaim those pieces.
Oh, maybe, yeah. I don't know.
But I don't know.
But it looks fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see. What's next on the list? The Rising of S.H.I.E.L.D. Hero.
Okay.
Which I don't know much about. But I know that the light novel and the manga are incredibly well received.
Yeah, I've heard that the manga and light novel are very well received, but judging from the PV, it looked okay. That's just
there wasn't a lot of info in the PV.
Yeah, I mean, granted, there wasn't any like subtitles or anything, so for non-Japanese speaking plebs like us, we had to just kind of go, all right, what's happening here?
Well, there wasn't a lot of dialogue, anyways, either.
Yeah.
It was just, I don't know. The summary is, it's an isekai!
Yay, which can really go either way.
An uncharismatic otaku who spends his days on games and manga. So he gets sucked into another world, and there's 4 heroes, with each with legendary weapons, and he has a shield, which is apparently, like, the shittiest. But he gets in a shitty life, and he has to rise to become the legendary shield hero and save the world.
Which, I don't know. It sounds like, just judging from the premise, it sounds like another generic isekai show. Which, just from the premise, a complete loser gets transported to another world and he's at a disadvantage, but he can also become a badass. And, I don't know. It can be done well, but and given the pedigree on it, I'm at least willing to give it a look. But just general cynicism I have towards the isekai genre in general just makes me go, maybe it might not be so great.
By the way, it's a light novel adaptation from Kinema Citrus.
Yep, I think we already said that.
Okay. Cool.
All right. So next up is, I don't know how to pronounce this. Dokyonin wa Hisa.
I got, it's... My housemate is on my lap, but sometimes on my head. Is
the actual name of it. Basically, the general premise of it is a mystery writer. He's not good at dealing with people, and his roommate is a cat. He's a single guy with a cat.
Well, it's a stray cat.
Oh, really?
He finds a stray cat and brings it home.
Oh, okay.
Because he's like, this cat will will inspire me. So I'll bring it home, and the cat looks anime as fuck.
Yeah, the cat really... It reminds me, again, of the cat from Nichijou.
Oh, yeah.
Except a little bit more...
Less cartoony. And more...
a little bit more cat-like.
Yeah. So, it's a slice-of-life comedy. It's a manga adaptation from Zero G.
Which I don't know anything that they've done.
But it looks like a kind of a heartwarming comedy.
Yeah, it looks like it could be cute.
Because you see, in the PV, they showed, he was having trouble writing, and then the cat comes up and licks him, and then he looks very lovingly at the cat. Not like I'm gonna have sex with that cat. At least that's not how it came off to me.
Yeah.
But it looks like a sweet little story.
The cat seems to have its own internal monologue as well, which could be interesting. So it could be sort of Garfield-ish, which growing up, I love the Garfield comics, just for the record. But who knows? Maybe it'll be like Garfield, except the cat isn't a complete fucking asshole.
So next up we have the Promised Neverland, which is, I think it's probably the most what's the word? Excited? Not excited for.
Hyped.
Hyped. Yeah, most hyped show this season, probably. Yeah.
Which I've heard. Holy crap! It actually is really good.
Yeah,
it's a dark sort of fantasy sort of deal, and it's supposed to be really creepy.
It's a manga adaptation from Cloverworks.
I've heard that name thrown around a lot. I thought they mostly did music covers and stuff, so I don't know if Cloverworks is officially a studio now. Or...
Yeah, they've been in the studio for a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Cloverworks did. They did Persona 5.
Oh,
Cloverworks they're doing. They were Darling in the Franxx. The other people that are working with Darling in the Franxx.
Okay.
Bunny Girl Senpai.
Oh, nice. Which I hear that show is also really good.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and watch that probably after the season's over.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's like a psychological horror. It looks like where it's main premise is a bunch of kids in an orphanage. They all have a nice, comfortable life, good, clean clothes. What else could you want when you're an orphan? But then there's a dark twist, which I've heard of, but I'm not going to talk about on the podcast because the PVs definitely feel like they didn't want to reveal the dark twist.
Yeah, it's like the PV for Zombieland Saga,
yeah.
where Zombieland Saga showed you just enough to not know anything that was really going on. So,
but it sounds really interesting. It's very popular, the manga, or at least very well received among those who read it.
Yeah, I've heard it's really good. A good friend of mine has talked about wanting an anime adaptation and being super excited that it's finally getting one. Which, good. Finally, we're getting some decent anime adaptations of stuff. Hopefully. Anyway, next up, Magical Girl Special Ops Asuka by a manga adaptation by Studio Liden Films, or Liden Films, or however you pronounce it. But premise being, when the Earth is threatened by the sudden appearance of undead creatures, a group of young women blessed with powers from a mysterious source rose to defeat them. Now, after 3 years of apparent peace, the same malevolent creatures have resurfaced. 5 magical girls are once again conscripted to war as the Magical Girl Special Ops Force to defend mankind from an unholy nemesis.
So the synopsis of the show doesn't sound that interesting, but the PV looks pretty sweet.
Yeah.
It was the main characters kind of had like a normal life, and then she got conscripted again to fight those. All of a sudden, they were like, it was like nice, peaceful PV, and all of a sudden, like someone was jumping on and murdering somebody.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it was like, oh, magical girls. This one has an AK-47, magical AK-47.
Yeah, they're kind of mixing magic and technology. The genre says action genre, maho shoujo, and horror.
Yeah.
So maybe this is gonna be another like dark. It's gonna be hopefully at worst it's gonna be another Madoka clone, and a terrible Madoka clone at that, because there are
another magical girl site.
Oh god, we still haven't finished that. But it's at worst going to be another terrible Madoka clone. At best, it could be a good Madoka clone because
I mean, I wouldn't say at best it would be a good Madoka clone. I'd say at best it would be an interesting standalone anime.
Maybe. I was just saying that it falls under the genre of what I like to call modern maho shoujo, where it's magical girl stuff, but it's all kind of got a dark edge to it.
Sure, but I think it's unfair to call everything that fits in that genre a Madoka clone.
That's fair. I mean, I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking that it was certainly, if it's in that genre, it was certainly inspired by Madoka. Like, Yuki Yuna's a Hero is a good example of something that was inspired by Madoka Magica that actually did a pretty good job. Mm-hmm. So, anyway.
Next up we have Kaguya Wants to Be Confessed To, The Genius War of Love and Brains.
Also known as Kaguya-sama, Love is War. This sounds freaking hilarious because it's a manga adaptation by A1 Pictures, which A1 has a little bit of a hit or miss history with me, but this certainly looks like a hit.
Fucking love A1.
A1 does some good stuff. A1 does some bad stuff, like any studio, really, but this certainly looks like a hit.
So the general premise is you have Kaguya, Shinomiya, Miyuki Shirogane, 2 members of the incredibly prestigious Shuichin student council. So they're all they're top dogs in the school.
Yeah,
and
they are quote unquote geniuses among geniuses.
They spend a lot of time together, so they start developing feelings. But the thing is, both of them are too tsundere to admit that they like each other. So it's like a mind game of trying to get the other person to confess first.
Exactly.
Which sounds hilarious.
It really does. Just that premise alone, as soon as I heard that, I was like, wait, what? That sounds awesome. The PV did not fail to disappoint either. Yeah. It sounded like a description for any other thing, but then it's like, but there's a twist. for anybody who's involved in a relationship, some person is the dominator and then the dominated and stuff like that. Basically trying to say the winner and the loser don't ever be the loser. But I'm super looking forward to this one. I definitely want to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so next up is
the Kotobuki Squadron in the Wilderness.
Kotobuki Squadron in the Wilderness by Studio Gemba.
Yeah, original anime. First of all, we got to bring up that CG doesn't look bad though.
Yeah, it looks pretty good actually, especially for CG.
Yeah, it's like it looks like an action drama.
Mm-hmm.
What's the general premise?
The story will take place in a barren frontier where people trade goods with each other in order to help each other survive. The Kotobuki Squadron are bodyguards for hire, led by a strict but beautiful squadron leader, an unreliable commanding officer, and a true artisan of a crew chief. Alongside pilots who don't lack their personality, they take to the air in dogfights, letting the engine noise of their Hayabusa fighters ring out in the skies. So, basically, it seems like airplane fights.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of... They do, like, lots of deliveries of what it looks like.
Yeah.
To the front lines.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of where a lot of people, need these deliveries to survive.
Yep.
And, I don't know where all the conflict is going to be coming from. Maybe it's going to be a opposing force that wants their country to fall, or something like that. But yeah, in the PV they showed a lot of dogfighting, which looks pretty cool. The plane animations were really good. I love the character design. Like I said, CG looks good. This looks like good CG.
It looks like good CG. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's probably gonna be like action drama. Where there's probably going to be some pretty dangerous stuff happening later on. Maybe some dead characters. Who knows?
Maybe. I hope not.
Yeah.
But
so next up is Circular Princess. Yeah. Okay. It is a video game adaptation by Studio Silverlink. It's esports, future esports with augmented reality, I'm assuming what it is. Yeah. It centers on a fledgling team of high school girls from St. Union Academy who pursue the sport of circlet bout.
Now, the thing about this is, it's going to be an all-female cast. And, of course, considering that there seems to be awesome fight scenes, but also fan service, kind of like Keijo.
Yeah.
Because... they fight on the moon.
I mean, it's probably not going to be near as much fan service as Keijo.
Oh, yeah, well, Keijo definitely knew what it was doing, and it was a stereotype. But this seems to be, a little... Like when they were fighting each other on the moon, you see, a girl swinging a sword, and she's like, oh, hi, totally bathing suit-looking outfit.
Yeah, it's... God, I'm very 50-50 on the show. I don't know if it's going to be bad or good, but I still want to give it a shot, because it looks like the premise is interesting. At least.
Yeah, the premise seems to be interesting enough. Future esports. Sounds pretty awesome to me.
Yeah.
But, alright. Next up, we have a Madhouse adaptation of a light novel. Boogie Pop, I don't know what the full title is, so I'm just going to call it Boogie Pop.
Boogie Pop Phantom.
Boogie Pop Phantom.
Yeah.
So basically, the story is... There is an urban legend that children tell one another about a Shinigami that can release people from the pain they may be suffering. This angel of death has a true name, Boogie Pop, and the legends are true. Boogie Pop is real.
So
weird
Boogie
name.
Pop,
Weird name for a Grim Reaper aside.
So in the year 2000, Madhouse did this before. They made Boogie Pop before, but it was I'm assuming another part of the story because the Boogie Pop is a light novel series where they have a bunch of different stories by the same, but they're all in one connected universe with a bunch of different characters. So I'm assuming they're probably just telling another story. I've never seen the original Boogie Pop, but it was also done by Studio Madhouse.
Yup.
So I guess maybe they're just like, well, we want to tell another story. So let's go back to this one. It's a psychological horror show, which I couldn't tell exactly what was going on in the PV. But it looked very interesting. The characters looked great. And actually, from what I've heard, the original Boogie Pop was pretty well received.
Yeah, I haven't looked into the original Boogie Pop myself, but just like the premise and stuff and the animation, it's Madhouse, guys. Yeah. It's Madhouse. There have been a couple times where Madhouse has been, like, not putting their best foot forward. Overlords, freaking CG. Oh, God.
Those Death Knights.
Oh, God, they were so janky. Or I was thinking more of, like, when the Black Goats showed up and and those soldiers. We talked about that in summer.
We don't have a psychological horror this season, right?
What?
Or for fall 2018?
No, we don't. Because... Like, last season we had Happy Sugar Life, but...
oh, yeah.
But no, in fall we don't really have a psychological horror, and it seems like we're getting 2 of them, potentially. So, that could be good.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in Boogie Pop.
Boogie Pop.
So next up is the last show that we're super interested in, which is Revisions.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, we gotta get this out of the way. Gonna be a Netflix show. So like, I don't. It's in the trailer. The PV said like January 10th, but that also might have just been Netflix of Japan.
Which again, since we're filthy Americans, we may not get it right away. They might wait until like 3 months have passed, so we might get it in April of next year. Yeah. Yay!
So this is a anime original from Studio Shirogumi, which I've never heard of before. The general premise is. Daisuke Dojima was kidnapped when he was a kid. He's in high school now. He's got a couple friends, and they all get sucked into, or Shibuya gets sucked into 300 years into the future. All of a sudden, there's a monster, and a girl jumps out of nowhere, saves him, gives him a mech, I guess, and then they have to use the mechs to fight against the...
Wasn't it a pink-haired lady, too?
Yeah.
So, yeah, because I saw that, I was like, oh, hi, Zero, too.
And not Darling in the Franxx.
Yeah.
But as soon as... The premise kind of sounded meh. But as soon as I saw the PV, I was immediately on board. Because it's CG as well. Also looks really fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
The fights looked amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know how far into the like horror drama they're going to go into.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's mostly just going to be action.
Yeah, it would seem that just from the promotional video.
Yeah. Promotional videos are usually focus on the more intense parts.
Yeah, that's true.
So hopefully it's not just action. It doesn't look like it's going to be only action.
All right. And then there's actually one that you missed.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, wait for it, fans. Mob Psycho 102.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Mob Psycho 100. You haven't seen the original Mob Psycho.
I've seen the first 2 episodes of Mob Psycho 100. How long is it?
It's 13 episodes.
So, yeah, I'll probably just marathon that before, because that's probably going to be definitely one of the ones we're watching.
Yeah, because I absolutely love Mob Psycho 100. It's from the same guy that made One Punch Man, and it just in its studio bones like doing it. So I'm super happy about it.
Yeah, I don't really know what else to say about it.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say.
It's Mob Psycho 100.
Basically, for those who don't know what Mob Psycho 100 is, it's like One Punch Man, but if the main character was in middle school. And instead of being ridiculously strong, he had ridiculous psychic powers. So the way that I've kind of seen One Punch Man, it's a guy going through a midlife crisis in his 20s. So basically, like a normal guy who worked himself up to be somebody who was ridiculously strong, but now doesn't know what to do with that. Meanwhile, Mob Psycho 100 is about a kid who had been ridiculously strong from the get-go, but he just wants to be normal.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, it's all about him just trying to be a normal kid.
Yeah, I remember the parts that I did see were pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, it's mostly a comedy, right?
It's got some comedy. It's got some pretty badass fight scenes, and Reagan is without a doubt one of the most scummy con artists ever.
Yeah, the guy who was pretending to be like a exorcist.
Yeah, and he's got like table salt that he just throws at everything. Yes, that's Reagan.
So yeah, that's a definite.
Yeah.
Well, one more thing. Kamui Kusa, which is so we watched the trailer for it, the PV for it.
Yeah. It
doesn't look visually great. So it's made by the production team. I don't remember off the top of my head what the production team is. but the ones that made the original Kimono Friends.
Yes.
And I know Kimono Friends also doesn't look amazing. It looks visually kind of bleh.
Yeah.
But
I've heard but from what I've seen and what I've heard about it, it actually is pretty funny.
Yeah, it's very well received.
Yeah. Like, kind of awkward presentation aside, it kind of looks like early Flash animation.
Yeah.
Kind of awkward presentation aside, Kimono Friends is supposed to be a pretty good, show. Now, there's also, kind of on a similar note, we aren't going to be really watching it because I haven't even seen Kimono Friends, but there is going to be a second season of Kimono Friends.
Yeah.
But it is not the same production team.
Yeah, he got, taken off of the project for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I didn't look too much into it, but apparently that's going to cause, a lot of people to be upset.
Yeah.
Because it's just a second season being made by someone else.
Which
pretty much
could go either way, to be totally honest.
So Kamui Kusa, going back to it, it's an original work, and the general premise is a bunch of girls who fight weird entities nicknamed Mushi and survive in a world of red fog. So the PV made it look like kind of post-apocalypse.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of destroyed buildings and shit, which I love post-apocalypse as a genre.
Yeah.
And when the girls weren't moving, they looked good.
Yeah. Yeah. The lip flaps and stuff seem to be a little bit stilted.
Yeah. So if it's a good enough story, I'll be able to look past that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna just say the art style alone. I'm at least willing to give it a try.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't really do anything for me, then I'm just gonna drop it.
Oh yeah.
There are shows that have actually had interesting concepts or interesting pedigrees behind them that we've dropped after one episode. Island. Oh god. That was the absolute worst first impression I think we had for a series.
Because the PV looks so interesting.
Yeah, the PV looks fine, but if you want to hear us bitch about Island, then go and take a look at her first.
That's week 1 of
fall. Summer 2018.
Yeah, summer 2018.
Yeah. That was and that was just us bitching about Island and how terrible that was. But anyway,
yeah, so that's all of the shows that we're super interested in this season.
Yup. And the stuff that we are definitely going to be carrying over. Here, in a really quick fire
lightning round!
In a quick fire way, here we're going to
lightning round!
Okay, here we go. We're going to get into the shows that are not going to be making it. For starters, W's. It looks like a generic Idol kind of cyber yaoi bait show.
It looks kind of interesting. It's got a DJ.
Yeah.
But not super great.
But it looks like generic yaoi bait. Pastel Memories. It's a very apt title. Yeah, it looks like Moe Blob garbage that takes place in 20XDX.
Can't wait to watch it.
Yeah. Then there is An Angel Flew Down to Me. An Angel Flew Down to Me is about a 4-panel comedy manga. A shy college student meets up with a bunch of It's Lolicon bait.
It's Moe garbage, and I will enjoy every second of it on my own time.
Yeah, it's Lolicon bait. Next up is Rikun in the Middle.
Which is definitely not Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah, definitely not Malcolm.
It looks like some Shin-chan
stuff.
Yeah,
it looks like somebody made Shin-chan. I've never seen Shin-chan, but it looks pretty much exactly like Shin-chan. Then there's Girly Air Force. Oh man!
Why make robot pilots look like girls? So we can fuck them.
Yeah, obviously, and let's make sure that they're pretty and pink and shit.
Yeah.
Then, the quintessential quintuplets. 5 times the cuteness.
5 times the incest.
Yeah.
Well, that's like a fucking...
That's a guy who's supposed to be a tutor for these five sisters.
So, yeah. Oh, well, I guess it's not incest if they don't do each other.
Yeah, exactly. Not exactly incest. Grimm's Notes, the animation. Surprisingly interesting sounding concept that looked kind of lame in the PV.
Yeah, the PV just look at stereotypical fantasy story.
Yeah, exactly. Domestic Girlfriend. Basically, a guy is crushing on some girl. He sleeps with another kind of more reserved girl. Finds out that his dad marries.
He has a crush on his teacher. Then he sleeps with another girl. His dad is marrying his teacher.
Yeah.
But the girl he had a crush on was the teacher's daughter.
Yeah. So it's a clusterfuck. It sounds kind of like Scum's Wish. Then Bermuda Triangle, call for Pastrale. Basically, mermaid idols. It's Zombieland Saga that's shitty.
Well, I mean, we don't know if it's shitty. But it definitely looks like they're like, oh, zombie idols were popular. Let's try mermaid idols.
Yeah, exactly. Next up, Endro, by a studio I've never heard of. It looks super pastel-y and garbage.
Moe Demon King.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the story is like fucking generic fantasy I've heard it 100 times. There's a hero who killed the Demon King. Demon King gets brought back. And except for there's just I think it's like a school.
Yeah.
Or something where they learn to fight whatever. I'm gonna watch it.
Of course, because our resident Moe blob watcher. Next up, Dimension High School. High school boys are transported to an anime world where they're in cram school. I don't know what to expect.
I had to stop and read the description a few times, so I was very confused. And I looked it up, and it turns out it is it's half live action, half anime,
which sounds super fucking weird.
Yeah,
but then Near Death Dakota-chan.
It's like it's supposed to be like about the author's life.
Yeah.
Where she just is she does various jobs and also hates women that are popular.
Yeah. I don't know what to expect. Next up, Meiji Tokyo Love Song. So I don't know. It just seems like a really boring, romance story.
Yeah, it seems
with a bunch of really pretty guys.
Yeah, it seems like just a generic whatever visual novel for women.
Yeah, exactly. Reverse harem. And then next up, Flying Babies, made by Fukushima Gainax. It looks weird as shit.
Yeah, I mean, I think it looks kind of cool. There's no PV.
Yeah.
I think there's only pictures.
But it's about them trying to become hula girls, which is a interesting premise, but I have no idea.
So, I'm gonna check on it probably later in the season. but yeah, no idea.
Anyway, that's our lightning round for the series that definitely just went under our radar. Yeah. We might check some of these out, but most of them were not particularly.
Yeah, if you guys see some stuff that we didn't talk about and you think it's really good and we should watch it, then bring it up.
Leave a comment.
Yeah, we'll at least look into them.
Mm-hmm.
And if we have time, we might actually watch some more stuff.
Yeah, assuming we can actually get to all of them, because as per our formula, we usually try to get it to 12 shows a season.
Yeah, well, 12 shows that we're talking about. I still watch stuff on the side too for other shows. There were some second seasons. Just want to touch on those really quick.
Yeah.
That we didn't really bring up because it's just something we didn't want to go back and...
Yeah, exactly.
Weren't super interested.
There are sequel seasons to shows that we've never seen, never heard of. Some of you might be interested in.
Kakegurui, I know, is going to be pretty big for some people.
Oh yeah, no, I've heard good. I've heard Kakegurui is really good.
Yeah, it's another MAPPA thing.
Yeah, it's another MAPPA thing, and the first season is currently on Netflix, but that's another thing.
We're probably not going to get it until the end of the season.
Yeah, we're probably not going to get it for another 3 months after the fact. Yeah. So that's going to really suck. But for now, go and watch the first season on Netflix.
Yeah. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty much it for them for our winter 2019. I gotta get used to typing in 2019 now.
Yeah, no kidding.
Anyways.
Yeah, no kidding. Because just like anytime there's a new year, I remember when I was a kid growing up, I'd always write the date on my papers and then write the previous year. I'm like, oh crap, that's not right. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get used to writing 2019 as well here pretty soon.
Yeah, so we got a giveaway we're going to be doing for for Christmas. Right Stuff is having their Right Stuff holiday sale, which I believe will last for I don't know. It's probably until Christmas. That's what it looks like. But anyway, if you've never heard of RightStuffAnime.com, we're not sponsored.
We aren't sponsored.
I just usually buy stuff every year from them because their holiday sales are just absolutely crazy. Mm-hmm. We're going to be giving away a $25 Right Stuff gift card, which we're going to start the giveaway at 3 p.m. on Wednesday, which will be today when you're watching this, or today is when it came out. And then it's going to go for a week. It's going to run for exactly a week. The details will be down in the description below about how to enter to win. But it's just it's something to give thanks to the people who have been sticking around for all that stuff, and then also something to shamelessly bring in new viewers.
Yep, exactly. We are going to be shamelessly shilling things. Woo!
But yeah, can't wait for winter 2019.
Yes, there you go.
Although I'm a little sad that this season's almost over.
Yeah, we are.
So many shows that are going to be gone.
Exactly. Like one of my personal favorites from fall 2018 has been Banana Fish, and that is going to be gone here pretty soon. So anyway, but you can hear us talk about stuff like that and our inevitable crushing sadness at some of these shows leaving.
Post-season blues.
Yeah, as soon as our podcast gets to that point. And then also here pretty soon, we're going to be doing our fall 2018. You got me second guessing everything I say. Our fall 2018 season review.
That's going to come out like a week or two after the next season starts. Because some stuff is like the awkward 13 episodes that slightly carries over.
Either awkward 13 episodes that slightly carry over, or things that are aired late and things that aired late and we have to play catch up with, pretty much. So anyway,
so thanks for sticking around or welcome to our channel. We'll see you guys next week in our next video.
Yep. Until then, guys, take care of yourselves. This is JT.
And this is JT.
Okay. So there's two JTs.
This is Rex. Bye.
Bye.